damn, it's hot. I mean, it is hot outside. Had some lunch, and my cell phone had, I don't want to say it malfunctioned, but I had to delete some files off my cell phone. So sometime at the end of October going into November, I will be making a brand new making video, but a new SD card to make it easier. Now, I see that you guys love my video, Sex Game 4 Seasons. So I'm sure that video grabbed your attention to the point where it should be helpful for you. But I have something that's also going to be a huge help to you. Something that I noticed that doesn't get talked about a lot on YouTube. And that is, today's video is going to be called Sex Game, What is Your Zodiac Sign? Now, if you've seen my old YouTube videos on my old channel, and then on my new channel, I made a revised version called Sex Game, What is Your Number, Part 1 and Part 2. So today's video is going to be just like those videos. This is like a new grounds-breaking video where I talk about something new, something I have never talked about before that should grab your interest. So the title of this video is called Sex Game, What is Your Zodiac Sign? Now, most men get hit with this $1 million or $1 billion question, right? They get told, what is social intelligence? And a lot of guys be scratching their head like, what is social intelligence? And a lot of these pickup artists and dating coaches and wannabe pickup artists and wannabe dating coaches, 90% of the time, they're going to hit you with this word, social intelligence or social status or social mastery, right? But the reality and the truth is they're not going to tell you 100% on what it is exactly 100%. You don't know because they're not telling you, because they want you to buy their books and their DVDs. You know, they're not going to tell you in their 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour seminar exactly what is social intelligence. And by the time you find this out, it'd be 5 years later, it'd be 10 years later before you find all this information out. And you'd be mad because they making you pay all this money for the information, while I just tell it to you for what? Free. So let's not waste no time with the video. Let's get right into the subject matter. An Aries. Now, Aries always think they're right. Now, they're hard-working people. They're obsessed with being perfectionists. Now, most Aries, you go to work with people that are Aries all the time. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, you hang out with a person that's an Aries. Like, literally. Like, you know how you come to work late and your boss be looking at you like you came 5 minutes late, you came 30 minutes late, you came an hour late. Next time, come on time. Now, Aries are very driven people. Okay? Now, most women that are in Aries, and most men that are Aries, for the most part, they are right. When it comes to trying to be physically, sexually attracted to a woman that's an Aries, you can't half-ass. You can't come in and do 40, 50, or 60% and then think you're going to get the phone number and the email address and take her out to lunch and dinner. And it ain't gonna work like that. It might work in the movies and the television shows that you can put in 40, 50, 60%, or even 70%. What a lot of Aries want is for you to put in 75, 80, 85, 90, 95. They want you to put in 100% effort. That's how an Aries is. And sometimes when a woman get mad, you might look at a woman and say, I think you an Aries. And the girl might say, why you think I'm an Aries? So some Aries, yeah, they are arrogant. For the most part, they are arrogant. They think they know everything. And for the most part, 80% of the time, they're correct on what happens in life. They're mostly correct about stuff. And notice I said 80% of the time, they're correct. Notice I ain't never said 85, 90, 95, or 100%. Notice I said 80%. Now, I'm sure most men and women that are born as an Aries would respectably disagree. They'll just straight out right out the back say 100%. Nah, man, we right 100%. Now we have what they call a Taurus. A Taurus is always nice, and they like to have fun, and they love to eat a lot of fast foods. And you ever seen those romantic comedy movies where the guy be shocked and blown the hell away that a girl can eat a lot of food? She can drink more than he can. For the most part, you're not going to have a problem with a Taurus. You know, you can ask them out to lunch and dinner. You can take them out to a cup of coffee. You can have fun with them, but they will eat and drink a lot. Even if you go to the bar, there are times where a girl can actually beat a male power drinker in who drinks the most. Now we have at number 3 a Gemini, ready to have fun and ready to learn. Sometimes with a Gemini, if you play your cards right, they'll make everything easy for you. Lunch, dinner, cup of coffee, taking them out, they'll make everything easy. With a Gemini, you have to say something or do something very conveniently stupid for a Gemini, and I'm talking about if a woman's born Gemini, to be very angry and upset with you. Like, seriously, you do the right stuff, life will go perfectly fine for you. It's hot as hell, so I want to find some shade, because it still feels like it's still summertime, because of the fire in the valley made it hot to the point where even though it ain't summertime, it feels as if it is summertime. Now, if you play your cards right, you could be a Gemini's best friend. Play your cards wrong, and you will become a Gemini will become your worst nightmare. Like, for an example, let's say you say something or do something stupid at lunch or dinner. And let's say that the girl you're messing with is a black woman or a white woman that happens to be born a Gemini. It could be 3 days. It could be a week. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks before they start talking to you again. Usually with them, you got to have an explanation. You know, you got to be honest, tell the truth, and then it'll become water under the bridge, and then you can be friends again. Sometimes a Gemini can give you a difficult time. Sometimes they make it easy for you. It all depends on what you say and do with a Gemini. Now we got number 4, a Cancer. Now, a Cancer wants to be loved and accepted by everybody. Now, for the most part, they're good in every other category. They work, they make money, they have a job, they pay their bills, they vote, they do their tax return, they have fun. But sometimes they'll try to get everybody to love them, of course. And they sometimes overthink things. And sometimes relationships fall apart. They try to do all they can to fix it and make it work. Then we have a Leo. Now, Leo is someone that wants to be seen by everyone. They want to be seen. They want to be heard. Guess what? I actually met one at my old job when I was a loss prevention security guard. I mean, she was very physically, sexually attractive. She was like 27 going on 28. And she stayed in athletic shape. And she's like a workaholic, but she's also like a shopaholic. And I remember this one time I cracked a joke on her, and she got upset because I said, you shop at every store. You just have to buy everything. She was like, don't judge me. She meant it in a funny, jokey joke type of way. But they love to shop. And sometimes, the only time I think there'll be a problem with a Leo is if they shop to the point where it can be detrimental to their saving account. Like, they spend way more than they save. But that's like their only problem that they have to fix. Then we have a Vertigo. Hardworking, and sometimes they invest their feelings into everything. Like, for an example, if they invest their money, time, and feelings into a company to make business, and sometimes that business don't make money, they're going to take it personal. If they try to buy a house or an apartment and it's supposed to pay off, and they don't pay off, they can take it personal. And sometimes you might have to say, let's go out to lunch and dinner, let's go out for a cup of coffee, let's go to the park, let's go see a movie to try to get them out of a negative light into a positive light, to get them out of that mindset that, yeah, everything does pay off with hard work and dedication. Sometimes they themselves overthink. So that's where the vertigo goes and does. Hardworking, and sometimes they invest their feelings into everything. But sometimes they have a hard time making a connection because they're so strongly driven on doing everything that sometimes they neglect themselves and other people by accident. It's not done intentionally on purpose. So that's a habit they have to work on. Then we have Libras. Now, Libras are like, they love real strong. Doesn't matter if it's a friendship or a relationship, they love real strong. Sometimes they love too strong, and it can become an obsession that can turn against them. And then sometimes they like to take depictions from movies or television shows and play and act them out in real life. And sometimes that helps, and sometimes it doesn't. And they sometimes even struggle. So I think the Cancer, the Leo, and the Vertigo and the Libra are the ones that do like to be in relationships and friendships. Each one have their own code of ethics. Then we have the most interesting one, and that is a Scorpio. Now, I'm willing to bet, if I'm a betting man in Las Vegas, that most of us find women that are Scorpios very physically, sexually attractive. Now, here's the thing with women that are born in the summertime. They want you to know exactly what you want. They want you to know what you want, why you want something, and they shouldn't have to open their mouth and tell you what you want. You should just know automatically. That means you should know what you want for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So if a woman say, are we going out to lunch and dinner, you're supposed to say yes. And if she has to be the one to make all the decisions, and she has to be the one to take the lead, then you know what that means. You know, she probably going to be trying to replace you later on. So they're a very strong and powerful personality. Scorpios and Geminis and Aries all have something in common. And some Cancers, if you notice, they have a lot of tattoos. Like, seriously, they have like anywhere from 2 to 3 tattoos. Sometimes maybe 4 or 5 tattoos, and they're born in the summertime. Now, they're a very strong personality. I'm talking about Scorpios. They're born in the summertime. And sometimes what impresses the Scorpio is if you can figure out what her zodiac sign is, and you can figure out what her birthday is, that will be the difference maker between winning and losing. You actually surviving in the dating game and you actually losing in the dating game. Like, you know how they always say that the bad boys, the players, and the alpha males are the only ones that figure out this stuff? Okay, it's not impossible. It's not a secret. It's common sense. You can beat the bad boys, the players, and the alpha males if you figure out what the woman's zodiac sign is. So if you say a Gemini and she's a Gemini, most likely you're going to be getting the phone numbers, the email addresses, and all the doors open up. All of a sudden you got access to taking her out to lunch and dinner or for a cup of coffee. That leads to like 7 other conversations versus you don't know what to do. So there's a difference between the real bad boys and real players versus the fake bad boys and the fake players, the real alpha males and the fake alpha males. You figure this out, you can beat the bad boys and the players, you can beat the alpha males. You know, like, you know, Superman, right? If anyone who's ever read any comic books and any graphic novels of Superman, the Man of Steel, he has a lot of supervillains that he's fought. There's only a few supervillains that can actually challenge Superman, not just physically, but intellectually. And one of the supervillains to actually beat Superman in his prime was Doomsday. Who defeated Batman in combat? Bane, right? So that's a nice way of saying, just because bad boys and players and alpha males always get the beautiful, attractive women and they always win, that doesn't mean every now and then the bad boy and the players lose. Bad boys and players do lose. They don't lose a whole lot, but they do lose. The alpha male does win more than he loses, but every now and then the alpha male will lose here or there. Usually if you can figure out what the girl's birthday is and zodiac sign is, you'll be able to compete with just about any guy. Next one is a Sagittarius. They love to try new things. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad, they love to try new things. You know, I want to go to Mexico, I want to go to Las Vegas, I want to go to Spain, I want to try this new ice cream, I want to try this new candy. They like to try new things. So figuring them out is simple. Okay, then we have Capricorn. That's what I am. I'm a Capricorn. I was born in January 1986. Now with us, we're always hardworking and ready to learn new things and have fun. Now we do good in pretty most categories. It's just sometimes we take ourselves a little too serious. We like to be the best of the best in everything. Like for me, I want to be the best in every category. When it comes to fitness, when it comes to playing basketball, when it comes to filmmaking, when it comes to getting my Mac on with the ladies, who makes the most money, who puts in the most hours at work. I basically want to be the best of the best in every category. Sometimes that works against us Capricorns. And sometimes we can take the smallest things or the biggest things. We can sometimes take them a little bit too serious. You know how some people say you take yourself too serious? You always make a serious thing out of stuff. Like people like to joke and laugh and make fun, right? And sometimes we have that serious look on our face like I'm serious. And then some people go like, you're no fun. You take life too serious. You need to lighten up and let loose a bit and have some fun. Sometimes we don't know how to calm down and just have fun. Sometimes us Capricorns, we sometimes, some people will have us in high regard because we're hardworking. And then sometimes people will be very critical of us because we take things too serious. Like if I get rejected, I sometimes might take rejection a little bit too serious. So I think our thing we need to improve on is learning how to calm down and relax a little bit more. Like still take stuff serious, but also have fun at the same time. So I think that's what goes on for us Capricorns. Like there was also this other girl at my job that found out I was a Capricorn. Like I never told her that I was a Capricorn. She just took one look at me and just saw that I was a Capricorn. Like I was very quiet, reserved, shy. The only time I get angry and get upset is when someone say something to me or done something to me that was uncalled for. And I guess she figured I was a Capricorn. And I would crack a joke and I called her Davina from the television show The Originals, because there's this witch that has supernatural powers, and she started laughing because I said that you must have supernatural powers because I never told you that I was a Capricorn. So she likes to read zodiac signs, and I did find her physically sexually attractive. And this is a white girl that has tattoos, that has body piercings, and of course I think she's hot. And she would take some of the zodiac signs and make tattoos of them. And that's what got me fascinated with her tattoos, is that they weren't just tattoos. They were tattoos of zodiac signs. Then we have number 11, Aquarius, where they use their emotions into everything. They're like another group of people that work real hard and they invest their time and energy and feelings into everything. And sometimes you got to take them to the movies and to the park and show them the positive side. Coming in at number 12 is Pisces. They love to sleep. Now, what I've noticed about Pisces, if you get on their bad side, it could be a while before they talk to you. Like if they want to sleep for a day or 2 hours or 3 hours, they'll sleep. And if you disturb their sleep, they'll be furious. Now, they even made a cartoon called Pokemon that associates with some of the zodiac signs. Like if you're a Pisces, they made a Pokemon called Snorlax, because Snorlax, all he does is sleep, and his superpower is that he likes to sleep, and he makes other Pokemons fall asleep. Not just Jigglypuff that sings and drives everybody nuts. Snorlax sleeping will drive you to sleep. So, basically the whole point of this video is that if you can figure out what a woman's birthday and zodiac sign is without her asking or telling it to you, that could lead to a series of 7 to 8 conversations. And most of the time, we always misconstrue that. Like, we always want to talk about sports or television and film, which is a part of the category of social intelligence. But talking about a woman's zodiac sign can actually help you take her out to lunch and dinner. It can lead to 7 to 8 conversations. It can lead to anything. It can lead to you finally taking a girl out on a date. It can lead to your first kiss. So that's the whole point of this YouTube video, because a lot of us make the wrong claim. Like, a lot of us, when we hear the word sexual attraction, we get confused between attraction and sexual attraction. They both sound the same, but they're both different. And we accidentally mistaken sexual attraction for attraction and attraction for sexual attraction. Both sound the same, but they're both different. So I call this video Sex Game, What is Your Zodiac Sign? Because it's a new concept video. And if you can figure out what a woman's birthday or zodiac sign is, this will be a big help to you. This will create a social situation where not only that you're talking to the girl, and I've noticed this, that the guys who figure out a girl's birthday and zodiac sign, you notice they get the most phone numbers, the most attention, and the most respect because they figured it out. And the guys who don't know the girl's zodiac sign and the birthday and her zodiac sign, you notice they get less respect and less attention. I'm willing to even say that if I was a betting man in Las Vegas, I'm willing to say that if you figure out a woman's zodiac sign and birthday, you actually score more versus you can't figure these things out. Think about it. Like, if you go on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, that would be considered cheating because you want to know why she wouldn't tell you. And then, of course, you figure it out later versus she ain't telling to me. And I also notice that guys who don't figure these things out find themselves in the friend zone. So I am going to make a video about what's the difference between sexual attraction and attraction. That video could be tomorrow, or that video could be Friday. So, yeah. Don't want to make this video too long or too short. Until next time, peace.